Hey guys, and welcome to Trainz. A couple weeks ago I did a video showing us the differences between how my simple route played on the Trainz and Trainz 19. Now, as you can see on the right hand side is the Trainz 19 version. It's very smoky, there's a lot of assets missing, and I felt a little bit sorry for the route, to be honest with you. I couldn't just leave it like that. So I decided to actually fix it up. So what we're going to be doing in this series, well, a very short series here, it's going to be 4 to 5 parts, is fixing it. We're going to do a version 2 of the route, and hopefully it's going to have all the Trainz 19 sort of assets and moving assets and things like that. Just bring it up to date, and well, hopefully replace all the missing parts as well. So, should we get started? So off we go. The first thing we're going to do is get rid of that fog. That's easy enough. So I was trying to mess about with the water there, but on this particular loadout it decided not to work. Now we're playing with the sky right now, so if you click on the sky there, you can actually click in the middle, the top and the bottom, and actually change the colours of it. Now I do this a few times actually. I can't quite decide what time of day. Now the bottom one here, that's actually the colour of the water. So that's what we're doing there. So we're just again changing the colour for each individual parts of the build here. And we've got a slider to the right here. That's the brightness. We've got the fog down the bottom. So this is what I choose at this point. I'll be honest, it changes quite a few times while we do the build. Now we're changing the time of day, so I've actually done 2 different dots. There's one down the bottom, one at the top there. They're all different times of day, different colour ranges. Now the first thing we're going to do, and this is a long old job, we're going to remove a lot of the old assets. We need to see what is actually there but underneath, and to be honest, what I find out is most of the paint's actually missing. We've got a couple of base colours, but the majority of it's not actually there. You can see those sort of yellow squares, and well, that just means something's missing. Now interestingly, as I go across this, you'll notice this later, I paint on them and some of them actually stay there. So these are obviously assets which are on top, like layered on top, and I haven't been able to get rid of them. But we disguise that, don't worry. Now this bit here, this will get changed a few times, but I think you'll like the end result. Right now we're just going through the general little bushes and things. What I was trying to really do at this point is take out the lower assets or something. What I really want to do is, if it's in camera range, one of the static cameras which sits next to the line there, I want it to be animated, the bushes and stuff, because one of the things you guys said to me is very still. Now I got this quite a few times, and there was no movement in the trees or bushes and things. So I listened to what you guys say, so we're going to be changing that. I'm going to also remove a lot of the unnecessary sort of assets as well, things you won't really see. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. So a lot of these small bushes are going to be replaced with a lot of the animated ones, or we can use TurfFX or the Clutter layer as well. Now the Clutter layer basically is just another animation there. That what it has is some static pieces of grass or rocks or something. It moves about a little bit. It doesn't use a lot of GPU, I've noticed. The TurfFX gives you different grass effects. You can program it to have long grass, short grass, different types of grass and stuff like that. So off camera I've done a lot of that. I've copied it from the default, which they give you a default route, and I've copied the TurfFX from there, and then I've just adjusted it slightly. Now we're actually onto some painting. Now, because a lot of the paint on here had completely gone, like the rest of it. You can see the squares on there. Now once again, just like originally, what we're going to be doing is just layering it bit on bit on bit, and a bit of paint on paint on paint, and then we're trying to get somewhere that, so I'm going for a bluey sort of grey dark there, and it gives the sense of depth. And on the sides we're going for a lot more mud. And then we've got the grass a little bit further out. Now the one thing with the painting I wish they'd do, because it's based around the squares, and the bigger the circle which you're working with there, because the paint should be within that circle, that white circle, and it will affect a square within that, or if it's bigger then it will affect more than one square. And as you can see, sometimes it goes outside the area you really want it to. And it'd be lovely if they actually managed to do something about this. For instance, I've got the ballast here going on the track, but it's also going on the grass outside. Even though the circle I'm using, the size, the diameter, the radius of the circle is it's a certain size, it shouldn't do that. But because the way the game works, there's no way to get around this. You can hide it with bushes and things near the track, and that's what I do. But pretty much this is going to be the first episode, basically removing assets and painting. It's quite important to get this base coat on before we actually start putting new things on there. So as I say, what we're going to be doing, we're going to have a version 2 of this, and it won't affect version 1. Now version 1 is on the download station. If you were to search for the unknown simple root, and you'll find a session file, a root file, and the region file. Now that's up to version 1.01 at the moment, because we've replaced some carriages which didn't work. I think it's the Staniers. They don't, unless you've got Pacific pack, they won't load. They're payware basically. Now this is going to be version 2, and it will sit just beside it. It's mostly for Trainz 19, but it should be backward compatible. The only difference is that the TurfFX and the Clutter won't be on there. I'm trying, when doing things, to make sure that we don't use so much payware on this, so it will load for most of you. I'm not sure how great that's going to work out, but we'll try, and once it is on the download station, then if you guys tell me that certain things don't work, we'll get it changed. So paint, paint, paint. Again, this area that area gets changed quite a few times. But I just decided I'm going to paint the whole lot down here. It's meant to be overgrown anyway, but we are going to put some ballast on it. Now what we're doing now is just highlighting. You can notice there's different colours. That's one thing I'd say to you guys if you're painting this, is don't just put one lump's colour everywhere. Do everything with one colour, and then go over it again with another colour. Well, the whole area you want to be grass, for instance, do it one colour as a base colour, then put another colour on top, another colour on top, and just keep playing with it. You know, in nature, it's just nothing's just one solid colour. As soon as I see, look, as soon as I actually do that grass there, the ballast is gone. Luckily we still have a good selection of paints. It's unfortunate the ones which we were using haven't actually carried over, but we still have a good selection here. Now, the turntable is the only one I know of that you can automatically get to turn around, the scripted one, so Don't overly like the colour, the concrete colour of that one. I think it's okay. It's a great turntable, but it's just I'd love to have a sort of a more muddy one or something working. But you can do them manually. But as this route's completely automated, it does limit you what you can use. Although, if you guys do know of another turntable which is scripted that I have searched, but then do tell me. So, if you imagine earlier, we actually grassed that up. Now we have actually put ballast on there. I think on another episode of the other series I'm doing, the big build, I called it the power of paint, and it really does make a difference if you get the painting correct. Just the feel of it. Now, originally I was thinking on here, on this route, was we're just going to literally do this, just fix it, and then I'll put it back out. It'll be an extra version, maybe version 1.2 or something. But the longer I did this, the more changes you're going to see I make. So some of the things I'm doing now, I actually reverse. Oh, actually, I'm doing some building, some fence work. And I think off cam also, that road is off the ground. I don't like that. As much as you don't see it, still don't like it, so I lower that down as well. Now this is the ClutterFX. Now I start playing with this, and again this gets changed a lot. We do keep some of those rocks there, we'll keep them in the end. I don't know where else I could use them, but I quite like the idea of them. We end up using these little pebble things quite a lot actually. Now the grass you saw there is the TurfFX. Now when you look at this angle, it doesn't look very large, but when you actually go down to sort of train level, eye level, then it does show quite a bit. Now in the end I take a lot of those bushes out. I don't really like them in the end. There we go. I really do go for it on the old TurfFX there. A lot of this is removed. But it's the first time I'd used it, so it is going through a learning stage. Now, that grass there is one of the default ones, but I've made it thicker. What that allows you to do is actually see it when you're further up. A route like this, which is viewed not on the train, which is viewed slightly above, then it's probably the better thing to do. Now, one thing you do get already is that the fact this is overgrown. It was always meant to be like that. Yeah, this factory area isn't used very much. Yeah, trying to get rid of it and see everything goes. So it does react very much like the paint does. You can't actually specifically put things in one area. So it's useful for larger areas to do if you just want to get some sort of grounding or some sort, so it doesn't look completely flat. But if you want to do specific areas, then you still have to use the normal assets, I think. And the more I use this, the more I find this out. But for areas like that, which is sort of overgrown and out of the way, then it's a good way to do it. The grass especially, it moves about. I don't think it moves specifically with trains or anything, so if a train's going by, it won't actually move forward. I can't see that actually happens, but I've made this route specifically windy, And so the animations on the trees and the ground, they are extenuated. They are, you will notice them. And that's the point, I think. You see that hut on the near the turntable on the left there? One basically just right in front of us. Actually, some nice guy in the comments the other day. I do apologise, I forget your name. That was telling me that he made that with a group, and that was never the version with the logo on it was never actually meant to be made available, but got out there and. Actually quite heavily used. He also told me he found he made a dog. I think it was called Doogie. I found one, which I'm not sure if it's his. I hope so, because I had that in straight in front of the of that building. So let's hope it's the correct one, because it's the only one I can find. But it does seem that dog's quite famous, so that I think if you put Doogie into the search, then not only does the dog come up, there's a dog kennel, there's some signs for it. As you can see, the TurfFX and the TurfFX, they do really make it. They do allow you to add a lot more life to the route. Now, we're not going to put grass everywhere on this, but we are going to do on this bit because it's part of the route which is not meant to be used that much, and so it's overgrown. That was always the idea of this route, of this particular line here. Right, but that's the end of the first episode. There will be 3 to 4 more of these, and at the end we'll do a specific one just showing off the route how it is now, and once it's all done it'll be available in the download station. I'll let you guys know what to search for to get hold of it. But for right now, well, thank you very much for watching. If you like, please do press the like button. If you want to see more, please subscribe, and if you press that ding dong bell thing, it will even tell you to put new stuff on. Okay guys, thank you very much for watching. Cheers and bye bye.